everyone. This is Walk-ins Welcome. I'm your host, Ivy Dai, chef and food writer. Today's episode is sponsored by Culture OC, your premier arts and cultures resource right here in Orange County at cultureoc.org. Today on the show, we have Neil Liu, who is the franchise owner of Strickland's Ice Cream here in Costa Mesa. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good to see you again.
I know. Good to see you again. So, how long has it been since you've had this store here?
It's a little over 2 years. We opened in February 2024.
February 2024. Okay. Yeah. And so your background, right, was working in IT engineering?
Yeah, my background's in IT tech,
Okay.
primarily for manufacturing company. I was the head of the, we call the CIO, which is Chief Information Officer for companies that we primarily manufacturing electronic components. And I've always been in corporate for, I don't know, God knows how long since I got out of school. So it's after 30 years. So.
Wow. Okay. So career change, and so tell me how that came about.
It sort of came in a time that our company was sold, was bought by another firm, obviously, and we all the executive teams are leaving the company as we departed, and that was back in 2017. And then sort of the COVID time came and sort of idling in about 2 years at home, and then from that I moved on to other opportunity. I was a consultant. I worked for other company as a executive advisors and so on. But it just didn't seem like something that I wanted to do. I wasn't at a point that I want to get back into my old CIO role, if you will. And also, I think at the time that I think COVID changed a lot of people's, where their career path and what they were thinking. So I kind of just still, looking, and I was not ready to retire yet. So I was just kind of looking for things to do, and trying to search what not so much my passion, what my interest lies. Yeah. So, and then as Strickland's had always been in the back of my mind. Back then I was a loyal customer of Strickland's because they were in Irvine, and I lived very, very close to it. And just over the years, in fact, I actually had gone into that old Strickland's and bugged the old owner at the time and go, hey, when are you gonna, when you retire, let me take over your franchise. And he always said, yeah, I'll let you know. You know, so it's always in the back of my mind, and so that idea sort of popped into my mind.
Okay, but like the actual, like when you're actually taking the plunge and how did that come about? Did you just call them up on the phone, or
No, interesting enough was that store in Irvine closed in 2018.
Okay.
Due to the fact that Irvine Company, because they were on a location that owned by Irvine Company decided not to renew their lease after they've been there for 15 years.
Yeah.
So they were closing, and then at that time, everybody around the community was devastated. Like, this is the best ice cream. People loved it. People growing up. My kids growing up with eating, Strickland's.
Yeah.
And we signed petitions and everything. It didn't really work. Irvine Company didn't care, so they closed in 2018. So that's kind of in my back of my mind. It sort of went away, and we kept wondering, like, okay, they're gonna reopen, and for years, and then even after COVID, we didn't see any sign anywhere that Strickland was coming back. So I had forgotten about it seriously, and until one day, I think it was, I want to say maybe back in 2022, right after COVID, not long ago, and then my wife, who's very big in real estate, so she liked to buy, buildings. She likes to buy real estate, and she turn around and sometimes, she sell it or she rent it. So she said, she looking at me like I kind of like mosey around the house. She go, why don't you go out to take a look at this property and see whether it's something that we want interested in invested in.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big real estate, because for years I was at corporate. I don't do real estate. That's her thing.
Yeah.
And I thought, all right. I think she just wanted to get me out of the house. I said, where is this? She goes, to Cincinnati. all right. So I flew to Cincinnati, check it out. And it was in the middle of January. And I landed. It was on weekend because I'm meeting Monday with the realtor and everything.
Yeah.
And it was snowing outside. So I was sitting
Yeah.
in my hotel room bored. I was on the internet looking, still thinking about. And then it dawned on me, I go, wait, Strickland is from Ohio, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I should go get ice cream from Strickland.
Yeah.
I still didn't, I still have not connected too. And then so I looked it up and go, oh wait, they're in Akron, Ohio. Wow, that's kind of 3 hours drive from Cincinnati and
Yeah.
3 hours there and 3 hours back for a cones. It's like scratch that idea. And then right
Yeah.
there, and because I went on their website and I saw this little tab and go interest in franchising. I go, oh, there it is. So I
Yeah.
fill out the form,
Yeah.
send it in, mailed it. Kind of forget about it, seriously.
Yeah.
Came home, just thought it was like, I did it, I came home, forgot to mention to my wife, nothing,
Yeah.
right? About 2 weeks later, I got this email from Strickland. Hey, interested in it. I go, oh my God, they responded.
Yeah.
So, and I tell her, hey, honey, remember the trip that I took to Cincinnati? And then told her, and she's like, you did what? I go, I don't know, just reaching out. And I said, I'm just going to explore.
Yeah. Definitely.
And the rest is what we call is now today. So
Yeah, that's amazing. And so what's like your work-life balance? I mean, I don't know if there's really balance, but
at this
the
point,
change from corporate to
yeah, at this point, there's really no balance. At this point, it's great that my wife has really been a big supporter. I mean, seriously, like any small businesses, when you first start, you really have to devote 100% of your time. I miss kids' birthday. I miss like family. Those times that certainly
Yeah.
you miss it. You sacrifice a lot.
Yeah.
And hopefully, we are in our 2 years. A little over 2 years, and hopefully we'll see the uptake a little bit, so we can start getting that rebalance. Work life schedule a little bit. But
Yeah. How many hours a week do you work now?
you don't want to know.
Okay.
Uh,
You're open 12 to 9 or 9.
Yeah, so I pretty much here all day.
Yeah.
And people had actually asked me this. I said, oh, I work about 358 days a year. So they go, wait, 358 days, how'd you figure? I said 365 days, but here are the days that we close. We close on 3 days on Christmas, 2 days on New Year's, and and you can go figure it out. So that's my 7 days out of the year that I actually close for holidays, and but the hours is long.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think it is hard work, but I think I feel like it's something that if you want to succeed, that's what you gotta have to sacrifice sometimes.
The sacrifice. So. And then what about the actual ice cream making and the machines, right? The proprietary machines.
Yeah, I think in a way, I would say the machine and making ice cream is really intimidating a lot of people. Obviously, I came from a field that absolutely have no background in food business, if you will.
Yeah.
But I think what good about Strickland is it's a family owned. They really makes you feel like you're part of their families. That they really helps you extend their hands out along the way, all the way through, even to today. They constantly, reaching out, wanting to know how even they can see it. They'll say, hey, let me help you with this and this and that. So I think it makes my journey a lot easier. Let's put it that way. But a lot of hard work you still have to put in. I mean, mind you, they are in Ohio.
Yeah.
It's not like they have a branch here that can help you. But we constantly, when we first opened, we on the phone a lot. Text messaging a lot. They come out and helping us set up and everything else. But go back to your question. I think the machines and everything you learn. I mean, obviously, there's some hiccups along the way, but you pick up the tidbits along the way, and then you kind of adjust the making, the style of making, and things that you assume that will work certain way that really isn't. And then you kind of also learn the process, and then you also you can change the process along the way. and makes it easier. So that's a we call an ongoing learning process. If you will.
So you do vanilla and chocolate every day, and then two specialty flavors that rotates daily.
Correct,
Right?
correct. So one fun thing about Strickland's is you get to be creative. Well, creative in a way that it comes in many forms, right? Creative in terms of how you want your daily flavors to look throughout the month, right? You get to kind of move things around, and you can be creative in terms of I will combine, this flavor with that flavor together, put a attract, people. Some people like fruit flavors, some people like candy flavors, and that kind of thing. That's one way of being creative. And two is you can start thinking about what new flavors you want to make. And Strickland's pretty good about it. They let you have the freedom to do it, but as long as you stay within the guidelines of what they, has set up as their brand. So almost every time when we come up with a new flavors, we run through the corporate, making sure that they are okay with it by letting them know what we're trying to do. So from that perspective, you sort of make the job fun and 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 give you that sort of an energy. You want to like, oh, okay, I don't mind working hard, but I kind of be creative. And that's one side. I think the other side is really getting the feedback from the customers and say, oh, I really like these flavors, right? This is really unique. And I think the customer tells you a lot about what sort of a direction that you wanna take. But there's you get all sorts of suggestions. Oh, you should do this flavor. Oh, you should. In the beginning, I was like, oh my god, I should listen to them, and then Strickland's, the corporate people finally said, you know what, you need to take the foot off the paddle a little bit, because I was coming up with all these flavors. I mean, they sounded great. They said everybody gonna come to you, they're gonna tell you what they think they like. You don't sell ice cream to just one person. You really gotta test it. That's what you kind of learn that way. But I was very gullible. Like, oh my god, maybe I should do that.
And then the ice cream itself, because the recipe doesn't use eggs, right? Or there's only like one, like the chocolate.
The chocolate is let's put it this way. Strickland's in the past, Strickland's all their recipe have eggs because they were a custom maker. So the machines can make anything you wanted to make. You actually can make regular ice cream, can make custard. You can even make sherbet if you wanted it. But over the years, Strickland decided not to really do a lot of the custards anymore. I think rightfully so, because if you look at amount of different flavors we got, making custard, because they also at the time they do a lot of custard made in house. So that's why it's a lot of work. Number two, I think by moving off of that, it gives a lot of franchisees sort of the flexibility of creating new flavors. Because otherwise, with eggs added in, it sort of limited the idea of adding other ingredients in there. If you know what I mean. So the chocolate today, even today, our chocolate, we don't make the custard in house. It just happens that the milk delivered here, it's already eggs mixed in already. Obviously, we have the option of buying just regular milk. I felt though that the chocolate, the custard, it has a much better, rich taste than before, than any other flavors. And then some would say, why don't you do vanilla as a custard? Because vanilla is our base for a lot of other flavors. So we don't really want to do everything custard. And also custard, they don't really, you can't keep it for very long because the eggs inside, so they tend to be spoiled very fast, a lot faster than any other ice cream. Especially people take it home. And your freezer is not like ours. We only keep ice cream. Sorry.
That's okay.
The milkshake machine.
We're shooting in the ice cream shop. So this ice cream sound.
I could turn that off if you want.
That's okay.
It comes on every 9 minutes.
Okay.
To keep the milkshake machine cold. So milkshake cold. So let's go back to the fridge. So for your freezer at home, you keep other food in there other than just ice cream. Like us, ours just ice cream, nothing else, right? So we don't open in and out or put warm stuff in there, right? Most of our stuff go into pretty cold. So it will fluctuate the temperature. It could hurt the ice cream being a custard ice cream, so they can go bad. So
Yeah. And then tell me about the actual ice cream itself because it's supposed to be denser and richer, right, than traditional ice cream, and as well as also the machine itself is designed
yeah,
to
yeah. So that I
to
think,
create,
yeah,
right, and like it's a super chilled and
right. So
right.
that is the whole secret in sauce, if you will, the of Strickland's. The machines are all proprietary, made, owned by Strickland's. That's their technology. But when I say technology, people immediately think about today's world technology. But I think, can you imagine this was developed back in 1936? The
Okay.
way the machine was designed,
Mm,
and the machines that I have is a replica of those machines.
mm,
But the when I say technology wise, the hookup, the cold, the cooling of the machine, the power of it hasn't changed since 1936. So because the way it designed, like earlier, I think you took some picture, you do some video of that long cylinder. That is a very airtight. Only air allowed to go in is where we feed our milk going in and things like that. So
okay.
when you have that airtight of cylinder that really allow prevent a lot of moisture and absorb from the air and other things to go into the ice cream to make the
Mm,
ice cream more I call crystallize the ice cream. So very less air going in. That's why it turns out to be very creamy and very dense. And
mm,
then plus again the way the machine design we call a fast batch freezer means they are very fast to get very cold so that it gets your ice cream turning in a temperature that won't freeze to a certain point that it just pushes out. Now, if you let it run in there, it will freeze, and then to a point that the powder won't turn because it's just got so hard. But the way Strickland's again, this is where their forte comes in. If it's, when the ice cream hit the right amount of temperature, they just kind of slowly just kind of come out. I think you can probably in your videos, your
mm,
audience going to see why
yeah.
they're coming out like that. It's a very creamy and stuff because that's when it's
Uh-huh.
ready.
What's the temperature in there in
It
these
go down
machines?
as fat as -22.
Oh,
Yeah,
Fahrenheit?
yeah, it's very cool.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
so each of the machines have its own condenser up in the roof. So it's not
Mm,
like, oh, I got one to share with four, right? Each
yeah.
one have their own, so that's why they get cold very fast. So
Yeah. Oh, that's
yeah,
amazing. So, yeah, and you've done some really interesting flavors like a mango nata, I think, or like Thai iced tea.
oh yeah, we did a lot of interesting flavors over the years, and the Thai tea. I think also because of the market of our geographic location as
Yeah.
well. You talk about you in Southern California, where
Mm,
um, very diverse population. So we, um, especially even now when we open here in Costa Mesa, obviously. Oh, okay, let's get back. Let's back out a second. So the one Strickland in Irvine was the one that started off here in California. The first one in California, and it was the only one.
okay.
So they started off with a lot of I would call the Asian flavor because in Irvine there's a lot of big Asian
Mm,
community. So that owner over there decided to branch off to kind of got the matcha, the taro, right? The
mm.
sweet red beans and black sesame, all these
Oh,
like more very Asian traditional
yeah.
style that he got them going. And then we sort of lucky enough to get inherited a lot of those Thai tea is one of them as well. And then when we moved here, when we opened here in Costa Mesa, but here I would say you still get a very good mix of Asian and the very diversity culture, but Hispanics is also Latin Americans
Mm,
are also a big part of it.
yeah.
So the first thing the flavor that we developed is a horchata. Yeah, so horchata was
Oh,
very popular for us here, and
what's
now
that for for the owners? I mean, for the listeners who don't know. Yeah.
yeah, wait. So, uh, and horchata was interesting. Was actually one of my staff
Yeah.
who's Hispanic. Her came from her grandmother's
Mm.
recipe. So we kind of sort of incorporate
So it's
that.
like the
Correct.
rice cinnamon milk drink.
Right.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. So we developed that flavor, and then uh, we sort of took a little bit more an angle into more of a Southeast Asian flavor. because we have people started coming in. They were one time from UCI students or
Mm,
lived there, and now they sort of coming in from Westminster, Fountain Valley,
mm-hmm.
um, driving all the way here,
Yeah.
and then over the years talking to some of them, got us sort of entry into a lot of Southeast Asian flavor like the pandan, which is I don't know whether you're familiar
Yeah,
with the
pandan.
pandan, yeah,
Yeah.
pandan coconut, and then we also do like a jackfruit,
Mm.
believe it or not, everybody as soon as I heard that I have jackfruit, they come in. You know what they always suggest the next fruit that I want to do?
Durian.
Durian. I
Yeah.
go, I don't think so. I think that one's gonna be a hard press because I think my
Yeah.
neighbors is gonna hate me for that. And so
Yeah.
that one I don't think will ever fly because you know. So
Mm.
that's how we
Mm.
creating all the flavors. So.
Yeah. And then what about the customer, the community and what you built so far? Mm.
Yeah, so that's one thing. A lot of time when I have time, I sit back and think of it myself and go,
Yeah.
what's so fun about this job other than my corporate job, right? Corporate, you're dealing with a very different audience, if you will, right? You're
Mm.
dealing with your team, your executive team. You're dealing with your subordinate, and you're dealing with the board, right? Because we were all public traded companies, and here I'm dealing with kids and family, mom and dad, and the
Yeah.
community. So it's very different, and the approach is a lot more closer, if you will, that we establish that very close relationship that
Mm.
the kids will come in. They will call the one that comes in a lot. They will call me Mr. Neil. They
Mr.
call me
Neil. I
Mr.
like
Neil.
that.
Yeah,
It's cute.
and then we have a little corner there with all their drawings. They will come in and bring me a picture that they drew their favorite ice cream on. You can go ahead and take a
Oh.
little picture later, and then you got to get to know them over time. And some regular come in more often than the other, but some of them do come in. And you develop that sort of a trust and that sort of comfort feeling that people want to see you here. And one thing I found it very interesting, I tell you, is it really gave me a very good feeling about it. Like sometimes when we get busy, sometimes we do run out of ice cream. The reason we run out is because we make them, right. So we can only we also making we call small batches. So we make them, and then when we run low, we make them again. But it also depends on the time of the day. If we run low, it's later the day, we don't tend to make them anymore because
Mm.
you have to let it. You make them. It takes an hour to make them, and then you
Yeah.
gotta and you have to clean them and so on. But it was late in the day, we can't make them. We just let
Yeah.
it run out.
Got it.
And then this is where I can tell how much community loves you as an ice cream shop. They will come in, they will ask for, like, let's say certain flavor, right? Let's pick taro, for instance,
Mm.
and say, sorry, I ran out of taro today. Now, mind you, some people will get disappointed, but the true loyal fan, they applaud you, right? They're like,
Oh.
oh, I'm glad that you sell out because that means the business is good. So they don't
Yeah.
mind that they came in here,
Mm.
right? That you don't have that ice cream, their favorite ice cream, but
Yeah.
and so that give you that feeling and go, oh wow, these are the true supportive,
Mm.
fan that really like this. They didn't get upset. They didn't, they they complimented you, they applaud you, and they pick another
Oh,
flavor,
they pick
right? So that kind
another.
of makes you feel like, oh, this is where I need to belong in this community. So, and then
Oh.
we continue
Yeah.
to grow. We
Yeah.
have a lot of people still coming in and go, I drive by, I've seen people here all the time, I've seen the sign, but I just never had a chance to try. And then they
Yeah.
tried it, and then they come back. They go, wow, this is good. And
Mm.
and then a lot of them say, oh, now this is become our favorite ice cream. I used to go to, I don't know, I'm not going to name other shop, like, right, all the franchisees around here. So that's give us also a very good feeling about it. But,
Mm. Yeah.
I thought I was going to go turn that off.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
go turn it off.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Well, but I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, like in terms of your family, because I know that your wife helps out and your sons. But can you talk about that, like what that experience has been working with your
Yeah,
family?
my sons. Obviously, I have two boys, and my wife's been like I said, she does a lot of supporting in the background. She helped me get this, she get things lined up and things like that. So my two boys, one I think the last time we spoke, he's now his second year in med school, so his time spending here are certainly very limited.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, sometimes when he comes home on the weekends, he will come in and still help out a little bit if I needed help. The poor guy, I tell you, when he comes on the weekend, supposed to be on break, I still see him studying.
Oh, yeah.
I guess being a med student, it's never a time off. So, and then my younger one, who's a lot younger, he's still junior in high school. He's at the age that is very different, right? He has his own priority, he has his own friends, and
Yeah.
um, but he does. When I needed him, when I schedule him, I actually add him on our time scheduling
Yeah.
system. So I told him, I said, hey, when I schedule you, I expect you to be here.
Hmm.
But he also helped out. He's into filming, so he helped me
Okay.
to create a lot of videos, and he shoot film, he
Oh,
shoot
yeah.
pictures, and so the experience with me is they learn the arts of I guess tasting ice creams. That they kind of sort of able to distinguish the flavors. I still make fun of my younger one. Uh, as he was growing up, going to Strickland's at the time, Strickland's, the one now
Mm.
I same like ours, 4 flavors and sometimes five. He will go in. I remember when he was little, he will taste. We'll have him taste all the flavors. At the end, he would get vanilla, and every
Yeah.
time,
Well, vanilla's number one.
I know, right? So
Yeah, number
vanilla.
one
So even
flavor.
today, when I see a lot of kids comes in, they will just stick to vanilla or chocolate. They don't even want, they take, and the taste bud changes, right? So
Yeah. That's so
now,
cute.
he's older now, so he will taste all different ice cream. He loves all different flavors, but back then, I'm still teaching him. Go, you don't want your vanilla anymore. But
Oh, that's so
yeah.
cute because you would go to the old Stricklands with your sons when they were young,
Oh
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
when they were young, and it
Yeah.
was funny. And then ever since we found out when we moved here, we moved to California in 2008 from East Coast. It was a
Hmm.
job transfer out here, and then we discovered. I think Strickland. I think it was a. Oh, I'm sorry. I moved out here in '08. They didn't move out here until 2010
Yeah.
because my younger one was born in '09.
Yeah.
So 2010 and 2011, that's when we discovered Strickland's. And ever since then, they have always been their birthday pie, ice cream pie. We no
Oh.
longer do any more cakes or anything anymore, and
Mm.
that's their favorite. Every time any of us, our family celebration of birthdays, always a Strickland
Yeah.
ice cream
Well,
pie.
especially now that you own the place, right?
Yeah, now it's funny. My older son will come home sometimes. He's like, "How come there's no ice creams at home?"
Yeah, you're right.
and
You're
I said,
right.
to him, I said, well, and it's
Just go
so
to the
funny.
store.
In the
Yeah.
beginning, we actually, I would always bring ice creams home for them. But to a point, and then when he, went off to med school, even his undergraduates, he was away, and when he comes home, what was that ice cream? But after a while, I started seeing they were sitting there, right? Like everybody knows, after you eat ice cream for a while, and then they just sitting there. And I said, how come you guys not eating anymore? So I decided to cut back and not bring it
Yeah.
back anymore. And then he came home, he found there was no ice cream. It's like, where are the
Yeah.
ice creams at? I go, oh, they all the store. You're gonna have to tell me I can bring them home. Otherwise I wouldn't know what
Yeah.
flavors you want. And then also I
Exactly.
don't always have the flavors you guys like.
That's
Right?
true.
So,
That's true.
but he now from now on, I told him, I said, well, if you come home, you text me saying that I'm coming home this weekend. Yeah. So, but
Please bring me this. Yeah. And then so for the future, I mean, what are your, where are you wanting Strickland's to go and, your plans next
uh,
year, 5 years, I don't know, 10
I
years.
think I sort of in my mind the way I said, okay, how I measure whether where I think I'm making progress.
Yeah,
Right? We talked about how long hours that I work, right, and how many days I work.
yeah.
So I think first and foremost, if I can start cutting one day off 1 day a week, right? So
Yeah.
that's me
Okay.
like, oh, okay, I do well. I can have other people. I think not that because today I can't take a day off. I
Yeah.
just don't have the staff, the ability that I think. Because let's face it, this job here Uh, most of my staffs are all high school students, because you're not going to be able to hire an adult to kind of pay the minimum wage, because this is not a restaurant. This is not like a high, high price items, right? So you can't afford people immediately give them a big salary to say you work here, and most people don't. So you end up with, will have it mostly is a high school, and then we do have turnover. Some people like it, some people don't. Some people can follow. Believe it or not, today you think ice cream is easy. Some kids
Yeah.
is not able to, because you're just not just only scooping ice cream. You have to do other tasks as
Yes.
well.
Yes.
So make the long story short is, so when you have young staff, it's hard to just kind of hand the store to them, right? Earlier,
Yeah, that makes sense.
with the staff that you saw was here helping me, he's the one that knows enough, and he also had the passions and the ability to want to learn more.
Got it.
A lot of students don't. A lot of kids,
Yes.
I call them kids because they are kids, right? A lot of
Yeah.
kids, they don't. They don't want to learn anymore. You just tell them what to do. And maybe what's my corporate hat on is, if I keep telling you what to do, then I know you're not progressing. You're not gonna make it to the next stage,
got
right?
it.
So go back to your question. I measure is that I can start taking days off 1 day a week,
Yes.
and I can start taking 2 days off, or I can start having full staff running without me really here. Then I make progress, right? Then you can
Got
talk
it.
about saying, okay, am I gonna be a point at opening the new location? Because a lot of people keep coming in. My God, you're very far, but I will love your ice cream. But can you open? I got all different directions pointed at me. You gotta go south. You gotta go north. You gotta go here. You gotta go there. I'm just go, okay. I know, but yeah. So that I would say that's the goal, right? In any businesses, is you trying to your goal is to grow. To grow is to this thing to grow. Obviously, you have to open multiple stores, right?
Yeah.
But you can't just go open multiple stores unless this one do well enough that you sort of. And then you also need to have the staff to sort of kind of let them start managing and running it. So I do also need to be honest with you. I am still learning. Right, this is even though I've been in here 2 years, there's still a lot to learn.
Yeah. Got it.
I think one of the things I need to start focusing on perhaps is how to develop staff, and staff that is not like it's going to be a permanent staff, and people perhaps something that I need to work with Strickland with about is to how I can sort of make it into a different model that where people come in that they wanted to sort of um, run, and then make them to a point that they become the store. Then I can move on, to go to another store opening. And otherwise, you can't. You're not just able to handle multiple store all if they all needed you 100%. So
Yeah.
but I gotta. It's not like I can't. I think my mistake in the beginning was I I let go too much because I came from corporate, right? Because the level I was at, the people who work for me are all professionals. And I made a mistake with treating the kids are all professional. I feel like let them go. And now they go, oh, wait a second. No, come back. And they are kids. They're not gonna, unlike your other professional that already know what to do. So that was I kind of learned sort of a two-step, one step forward, two-step back.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So.
All right. So our goal is to try to get you to 1 to 2 days off. Yeah.
So, and there are holiday closes and stuff like that, but
yeah, that's so great. Okay.
Spend more time, like you said, work-life balance. You need to be there first.
Yeah.
Then we can talk about the rest.
Yeah. Oh, the milkshake machine is coming up again. What milkshake flavors do you have?
We have a lot. We have about I don't know. I think we have about 11 or 12 of milkshakes because our milkshakes are all made to order. So it's not like I have all these flavors already pre-made.
Yeah.
So the way that make is we make them sort of as you order them. We'll just add ingredients in there and mix them. So there's quite a lot.
Yeah.
One of my favorite milkshake flavor is peanut butter Oreo.
Oh.
I'm a big peanut butter.
Oh yeah, what's your favorite flavor? What's your favorite flavor?
Oh, I have so many.
Oh yeah, no
I,
favorites.
I get asked a lot, but I would say my favorite flavors are the top ones are the taro, pistachios that I like,
Ooh, okay.
and then I like the black sesame. Again, I'm
Yeah,
Asian, right? So
the Asian flavors.
I like
Yeah.
the Asian flavor. But I think I also like coffee toffee
Mm.
because I like coffee flavors. The most recent flavor that we were asked by a lot of friends. In fact, it was one of my very loyal fan, if you will, a big fan of
Mm.
ours. Suggested I do chocolate malted crunch.
Okay.
So now I said, oh, it's chocolate malted crunch. They said, oh, this is a big, very popular flavor from Thrifty. And I goes, what's a Thrifty? Because Thrifties are in CVS brand, right? They used
Yeah.
to be inside CVS. There's no CVS back east, so
Yeah.
I don't know what's
Well, it's Rite
Thrifty.
Aid, and then it became CVS. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Rite Aid. You're right. You're from
Yeah.
Rite Aid. See, I got the name wrong too. So I think it was in Rite Aid. Yeah, you're right. And then he said, you gotta try. You gotta make this. So one day he bought this quart of chocolate malted crunch from Thrifty.
Yeah.
I said, here, try this. I tried it. I go, oh. He's like, yeah. He's like, but with your chocolate, which is a custard, with this,
Yeah.
you think you can mix them and will come out? I think yours will taste much better than this one.
Yeah.
So we figured out the ingredient, tried it, and then we made it, and it was a hit. I mean, we sold out day
Oh
one, and we
wow.
made two batches. We sold out. I think there was a lot of people who heard chocolate malted crunch. They immediately associate with the
Mm-hmm.
Thrifty brand, and then they all come in and tried it. And then this coming weekend, we're gonna try to do one called vanilla malted crunch because we want to be
Okay.
fair, right? The chocolate malted crunch and
Yeah, the
people who are
chocolate milk
vanilla
malted.
gonna do one vanilla malted crunch. We'll see how that one goes.
Okay, well that's so awesome. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks so much for coming on.
Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate your time, and it's
Yeah.
always fun to talk about. I don't know about fun to talk about, but I think at least fun to talk to you about how we came till today. The way we are.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much. You guys can follow us on, we're on YouTube and Apple Podcasts and Spotify, as well as on Instagram at Ivy Eats and TikTok at the Ivy Eats.com. We'll see you next time on Walk-ins Welcome.